I'm Adam Booth and you're watching Sporting Icons.
So about 2 weeks ago, I did a video saying that David Haye was preparing his farewell speech, and today it's come, and he has now officially retired from boxing. The prize ring, as in getting on the gloves himself. He'll still be doing the promotional stuff, of course, with Haymaker and Ringstar, with the likes of Joe Joyce on the card, and Cody Davis and a few others, of course. But he did give a farewell speech in video, but if you don't have social media, because it's on Instagram, Twitter and wherever else, you can go to haymaker.com and read his farewell speech as well. So in this speech, he's saying that basically his body just can't handle it anymore. You know, the things that made him dangerous before, his speed, his timing is gone. It's something that we all knew, but obviously when you're that guy and, you know, you feel like in your mind you've still got it, you know, you still feel good, but ultimately when it comes to fight night, you just don't have it. You keep breaking down in training camps, and this is what happens. Now, David Haye, he was the one who got me back into heavyweight boxing. I kind of fell out of it for a little while, and he came along and made it interesting. You know, the way he's chasing down Vladimir Klitschko and Vitali, wearing the t-shirts on the head and all that kind of thing, and he kind of sparked my interest in heavyweight boxing again. So for that, you know, he's done great, he really has, and he was my favourite fighter for quite some time. Ultimately, when he got injured, when he was supposed to fight Tyson Fury, he had 3.5 years off after he had shoulder surgery, and coming back was ultimately the wrong move as far as career-wise, but ultimately he done well because he has made a hell of a lot of money based on him fighting Tony Bellew, which on paper shouldn't have really sold, but it did, and ultimately a rematch as well. So, and that was part of his speech, where he's saying that he's secured his family's future, which was the ultimate goal. So that should be the goal of all prize fighters. It's called prize fighting for a reason. You know, you fight for money. You know, what's the point in just fighting for glory if you're not getting paid enough? Because eventually you're going to have to retire or get retired, and you'll end up with nothing and end up working in a kebab shop. So David Haye didn't have to worry about that. And on the back of that, now he's got his Haymaker Ringstar up and running with Richard Schaefer as well, and some pretty decent talent on there as well. But as I said, he did admit that his body was breaking down. His speed, his time and everything was gone. He just couldn't do it anymore. He's put on some great nights of boxing, he really has. I mean, but as I said, the Haymaker 2.0, it was kind of like something for me where I could see it was just a publicity con. It's about getting money. I mean, he said that he's coming back for a world title. Maybe he really believed that he was gonna, but ultimately when he was offered the fight for the WBO world title against the winner of Joseph Parker and Andy Ruiz Jr., he then opted to go fight Tony Bellew. In hindsight, it was the right move, because Joseph Parker would have probably walked him down, beat him up, and then he would have got paid anywhere near it of the money that he's getting now, or he got now, for certainly both fights with Tony Bellew. So from a financial point of view, he's done well. He's a showman. He could sell snow to the Eskimos. He really could. I mean, you know, he sold us a world title fight between himself and Audley Harrison, right? You know, and we bought that. So, you know, Vladimir Klitschko as well, and the whole build-up. He made a believer out of me. He made a believer out of a lot of people that he had Klitschko's number, and he was going to put a cog in the machine, and it was just going to malfunction. You remember all that? And I believed it. Ultimately, it didn't work out for him on the night, and then he pulled his toe out. Bit embarrassing in hindsight. I'm sure he wishes that he didn't do that. He did make excuses. Didn't need to make excuses. You know, the better man won. But he's put on some great fights. He will definitely be a British Boxing Hall of Famer. I don't know about World Hall of Famer. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, you know, he's a 2-weight world champion, so why not? But as I said, he's been entertainment, and he's provided us with many boxing nights where, you know, we've all been interested. Derek Chisora was one. Vladimir Klitschko was another. Audley Harrison. How he managed to convince the public to buy that, I'll never know. You know, and obviously 2 fights with Tony Bellew. So for me, he's done the right thing in that he's now retiring. I mean, it's pretty obvious that he had it no more. You know, he couldn't mix it with anybody anymore. I mean, he's still dangerous. He's still got the power. I mean, if you were to put him in there with a lower class one, he'd walk through them all day, every day. So, I mean, he could still make money, there's no doubt. He can't do it on the grand stage. He can't do it against top fighters, is the absolute truth of it. You know, he could beat journeymen. I mean, he could probably beat the likes of Shannon Briggs. I mean, if he wanted one more fight, I think a Shannon Briggs fight would have been pretty interesting, wouldn't it? So, but anyway, that's his choice, and he's made the right choice, in my opinion. Maybe a couple of years too late, I suppose you could say, but from a financial point of view, he's done well. So, big up to David Haye for all the boxing nights that he's given us, and good luck with him for his promotional company, Haymaker and Ringstar Promotions, and we'll be seeing a whole lot more of him on TV. Just so he'll be wearing a suit and won't be wearing the shorts and boxing gloves anymore. So, yep, that's it. David Haye has now retired. He's no longer a professional boxer. Drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.